Let's do it again.
Yay.
Good morning. This is Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. I'm Brooke Allen, and I am so proud to say this is our 50th show. We are literally halfway to 100. I'm so excited about that. Thank you all for being with us. And, usually I've been starting the show since we moved over here to Imagine. This is Irene, and this is Brett. We'll get to them in just a minute, but I do want to share something that happened to me last week. As I talk about it quite often, that I have 12-year-old twins. I'm a single mom. I've recently divorced. But something happened last week that was super scary. The kids were homesick, and my ex-husband called from urgent care and said he was not feeling well. He had passed out, hit his head, and they were rushing him to the hospital. And so the kids were home. Otherwise, I would have just run up there immediately. So while I was on the phone with him, he actually started slurring, and then the phone dropped. So then I was starting to panic. I live super close to the urgent care, but I called them immediately, and they said, well, the EMS is here. We're going to take him because we're worried about, he hit his head. So on a blood thinner. And I said, okay, well, I'll be right there. The interesting part is that they said, well, who are you? And they said, well, I'm his ex-wife. And they were like, oh, can we talk to you? And I said, yeah, you can talk to me. I was who he was talking to when he dropped the phone. So long story short, I go to that urgent care often with my kids. So when I walked in to get options he had dropped, they were like, oh, we had no idea that you were his ex, that you guys are connected. Well, he ended up being okay, which I'm so grateful for. But I have to say that was a scary moment for me and obviously for the kids who did not know. I told them I was running errands while I went to the hospital. So I brought Greg back to the house to see them. And the one thing that was interesting is that Carson said, wow, we really are still a family. And you took care of Dad. Thank you. So to me, as a single parent, and I'm not going to lie, we have had our struggles, but I am so grateful he's okay. And I'm also so grateful that the kids saw that because I think it's super important. Mm-hmm. And so I try to model that. It's not always easy, trust me. But I wanted to share that. Parents out there, whether you're a single mom, single dad, we all have our struggles, but at the end of the day, you're still a family and you want to make sure everyone's safe. So I wanted to share that little tidbit of my life that happened last week. Thank you so much for allowing me to do that. And thank you guys.
I'm glad everything turned out okay.
Thank you, Irene.
Oh my goodness.
So this is Irene. Irene, I'm going to let you say your title because it's long.
I'm the Sympathy and Grief Coordinator for Veterinary United and also Pet Loss Outreach. We have a special program that we reach out to all of our 22 clinics that we have. When I started, it was 3.
Okay.
Added men, truly an honor to many people before your pets. You're all unique stories.
Brett Stoll, you are with Faith.
And
you're part of the family, though, right?
I'm not part of the family.
Okay, all right, okay.
The Santus own Faithful Companion, and they're a wonderful family. I've just had the pleasure of knowing them for just almost a little over 9 years now.
Okay, so we are actually talking about a memorial that is happening next Sunday, and you guys have the show mugs, but I brought my puppy mug today because I actually have had a dog. Dogs throughout my life. I'm actually writing a book about the dogs called The Dogs in My Life. The way will correlate with the men in my life, but we'll get to that later. True story. But this memorial is so important. How long has it been going on?
Since 2012, I believe I started. We usually do it like October because October is like, more of a feast of St. Francis. Mm-hmm. So I try and in October-ish, sometimes it ends up in November, early part, and till this year, the next October.
Okay.
And, I always say that anybody who needs to come, that they would like to come to our memorial, they feel that it would help them as they journey through their grief, is welcome.
And the grief that you feel with the loss of a pet,
mm-hmm.
it is real. I mean, they are family members, and the whole idea of that little creature, right? I
Mhm.
mean, that little creature just suddenly gone. And I see it all over Facebook all the time. Somebody will post a picture
Mhm.
and say, oh, they crossed over the rainbow bridge today and they've, been with our family for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for you, Brett, Faithful Companion,
Yep.
Tell me what you guys do?
So we handle pet cremation services and we partner with many hospitals, but Veterinary United is a group like Irene works with. And basically we handle the aftercare services after their loved ones have passed. So basically, we'll bring them into our care, perform the cremation, and then we'll be able to return that loved one back to the family or back to the clinic and reunite them and help them celebrate their life in whichever way they'd like.
So you brought some stuff with you and a little class. Okay,
Well, it's good to see.
It is good to see. And honestly, because when you lose a pet, it is like losing a family member.
It
And
really
they
is,
deserve,
yeah.
they've been such a part of your family, they deserve that honor.
And I want to say I always hear it is like a family member. It is part of your family. It is a family member because we hear so many times that I had a harder time losing, as I always say, Fluffy, than I did my mother or father or aunt or uncle or whatever, because it is that unconditional love. They just love us even if we're crabby.
Yes, I know, right?
Or we,
Even if
whatever.
we're out of dog food.
Yeah, they don't even care. You
There
throw
is
them
that
something.
constant part of your life that they
Yeah.
just, don't talk back. They might yip a little bit.
They
or
yip,
something,
oh yeah,
but-
trust me. My
they'll
dog
always-
yips a lot, man. He's like coming up to me and
Yeah.
tearing up bags and stuff, being
Right.
crazy. But I wouldn't trade him for anything.
No,
And
no.
the memories that they give you, because usually a pet correlates with something going on in your life as well.
Correct.
And I think that's why it's all tied together, right?
Mhm.
So what is the
So actually, Irene was kind enough to bring Smidgey along with her.
Smidgey.
This is-
Smidgey's here.
Yeah.
Smidgey's here.
Yep.
No,
So this
Smidgey's
is
remains are
actually
here.
one of her little squirrelies.
It's a
but-
squirrel.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
squirrel.
doesn't matter if
It
it's a
doesn't
dog,
matter
cat.
what it is.
I don't
right?
care if it's a gerbil. That's all
Okay.
important to
Right.
that person.
Right, exactly. Okay, and you guys take care of, you will take care of anyone.
Yeah,
animal,
so
right?
we've taken care of all sorts of pets from betta fish, lizards,
Mhm.
tarantulas, all the way up to pigs and ponies.
Mhm.
And, it's been wonderful, but mostly cats and dogs, and
Okay.
you'll have at home. But
Right.
it's truly awesome to be able to help people when they've had a loss. You connect with them in a different way. So
And you guys actually sponsor this pet memorial,
yes,
right?
yeah.
And
So
that's important to you.
oh yeah, they're a great partner for us.
Right. They're
you
great
know,
friends.
Mhm.
Dr. and Mrs. Bangstall own all of our clinics. It's another family who
Mhm.
are, like I said, I met many years ago. I was a client first.
Mhm.
And they're not only just a special couple, they value family, they value, work balance. They work so hard for us too, just like Faithful Companion does. And so it's, for me, this is more of a passion how this all started.
Mhm.
I had a need
Right.
and it wasn't out there. So it's like, okay, I can't be the only one.
For sure.
So let's start it.
Okay.
And Dr. Bangstall and Mrs. Bangstall gave me that opportunity to start our program, said many years ago.
So how has it grown throughout the years as more and more people who have this need
Right.
find out about it?
It's like, it's not the hot thing to do on a Sunday afternoon. Okay.
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
get
I'll
it.
be totally honest.
Right.
But it's also not a cry fest either. And I love working with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Kids belong there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just because you're the parent, you're teaching them. That's sometimes their first, experience.
Right.
And if you don't do it right, and if I, and I just follow along, whatever your belief is,
Mhm.
and what you want to accomplish, and whether you're anticipating a loss,
Mhm.
the loss is happening. I will sit in on euthanasias. All of our teams at our clinics are just so empathetic and so compassionate about any critter that's at end of life coming in, and so are our doctors. And then aftercare, it's like we'll work right through it.
And it's dignity.
It's
It's
dignity
dignity
and
for this-
respect.
yeah.
And I know that when I say, whether it's mine or anybody else's, I say your Fluffy is going to the best place possible.
Mhm.
That I have been there, sat there, and watched the process,
Mhm.
and know that when it's a private cremation, it's going to be very private and
Mhm.
very dignified, and I can 100% guarantee it.
And I think that this pet memorial, I mean, it actually gives us a
Mhm.
chance. Like, I mean, I honestly, I never thought about that. That it's modeling grief.
It absolutely is.
It's modeling grief for kids or even for a spouse who may not have experienced something like that.
Right.
Right.
The thing I've been to several of the memorial events
Mhm.
over the years, and it's really special. So many people have come and they've made bonds with each other, but also shared their stories and then just help support each other.
Mhm.
But I think one of the unique parts is that Veterinary United kind of grasped onto with putting this on is that, and lots of hospitals will do something for their loved ones and their families after a euthanasia, but having an event like this is really special because with a pet, you don't a lot of times have like a funeral or a wake or something after the fact when
Mhm.
you've had that euthanasia take place. But with human family members, there is those events and
For
those
sure.
moments where you can acknowledge that loss. And so this is a special way and a special place where they can kind of celebrate that life together as a community. So
And know you're not alone, and you're not
Yep.
crazy because you feel
Because
the way
you feel
you
that
do.
loss, right?
And it doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes ago or 10 years.
Mhm.
There is no such thing as anything closes. It doesn't. There's going to be something that you're going to remember
Mhm.
that's could trigger.
Right. For sure.
And it happens to me.
Mhm.
It happens to all of us because of the in critters cases. It's that fantastic animal human bond that we have.
Mhm. The unconditional love.
Yep, that bond is special.
It is. It is. And thank you to you guys, for handling this with dignity and giving them the, kind of the respect and the love that they deserve.
And know
right?
that and that you can trust them. That's
Yeah,
number
for
one.
sure.
We hear so many horror stories, whether it's human or pet.
Mhm.
And I can truly, honestly say, and it's very important to me because I'm not going to fudge anything or lie about anything. I can honestly say that I trust them. Exactly what they say is exactly what's going to happen.
Okay, so
So-
this memorial is next Sunday.
Next Sunday, right? And it's only between 2 and 4.
Okay.
And I have it's like a candlelight ceremony. And in the middle of it, people can share their stories with each other. Or they don't want to.
Right.
That's up. There's a little refreshments and Brett's about, his, they're part of it and how they help us. And
Mhm.
we have a wonderful Reverend Dr. Velva Flowers. She says a few words, she's just a beautiful person.
Mhm.
And, there's just different segments of it. And
That's awesome.
every year try and do something different. And,
Mhm.
I have, different things that I will, give my
Hi.
clients.
Do you have a
So it's
question?
fun.
Actually, I have a comment I'm going to read.
Oh.
So, Kevin Premise says, had passed away in his arms. No, that these services and that he's very that you had them on,
Mhm.
come on and say that, Kevin, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
saying that.
And we'll have it stream. This is we started streaming it last year, so at least they can look on our Veterinary United
Right.
website, or I'll make sure you get it,
Oh, very good.
and that way it's live streamed.
A friend of his did suggest a different company, but he's interested in looking into these ones as well. But he's very happy that you have them on.
Oh,
And I just wanted to do
Thank
that.
you, Kevin.
thank you.
Thank you. And so I guess, Brett, how do people get in touch with you if they need the service? Or
Yeah, so most of the time, families will be with their veterinary hospital
Mhm.
at that point in time. So their veterinary hospital will direct them towards us, but families are always welcome to contact us directly. And if their pet passes away at home, one of our staff members can actually go directly to their home and bring their pet into our care. But one of the unique differences with us that families don't realize with aftercare services, a lot of people don't experience this until it's their first pet passing. With us, we'll actually come out the same day to bring their pet into our care. And with our family business, it's a background in human death care. So everything we do for your pet's done exactly the same as we do for any human family member, all the way down to how the cremation's performed, the care that's being given, everything. And then, so it's just I believe the best care possible for your pet.
Mhm.
It's just treating your loved one as anyone would want them to be treated. So, and that important part is just, that immediate pickup and care is
For
so
sure.
helpful for folks that, it's not leaving their pet at the hospital and then wondering, when are they going to get picked up? And
Or the 3 weeks, or, I mean, there's
It
a
does take-
weird, I mean, it does
Yeah.
take, I know it takes a while, but there is that, you miss them.
Oh, absolutely.
You miss them.
Right.
So
You know,
that's-
I always say death ends a life. There's
Right.
a Mitch Albom's thing that death ends a life, but
Mhm.
never a relationship.
Exactly.
Never,
Exactly.
It's always there.
So where is this memorial?
It's at, actually this year it is at our headquarters, our corporate offices, because I usually have it at the Clinton Township Library, their main office. And so our hub, as we call it, where our corporate offices are at 42822 Garfield. It's like around, was it Canal and Garfield,
Okay.
19-ish.
Okay. And do
Um,
people need to register? Can they
Yeah,
just
there's
show-
a,
Is that a
I think-
QR code?
yeah, I know, it's a QR code. I don't know how to do it, but anyway, ta-da. Yes, it has a QR code, or
Okay.
you know what, you can, email me, and it's irene.parkway@gmail.com,
Okay.
and just say, how many people, children are welcome, okay? They really are, because I love to hear them talk.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, actually would be my second granddaughter passed away a few months ago, and I still listen to my granddaughter, 4 years old, or no,
Mhm.
she's 5.
Mhm.
Oh, I miss Squish,
Right.
and then and that may be it,
Right.
and
Right.
that's okay.
Right. Exactly.
know?
But it's acknowledging, I mean, whether it's a pet or a I
Mhm.
mean, human or pet, it's acknowledging that grief. And that's one topic that is always amazing to me, because some people say, well, there's 5 stages. I'm not getting through
No,
them.
that's not.
Right.
Actually, if you read he actually knew the Ross
Mhm.
woman, and it wasn't supposed to be that way.
Right.
It just kind of
evolved. and-
Yes,
yes.
it did, because okay, stage 5 was first. Oh, that's not supposed to be that way. We're supposed to go through
It's all
one.
out of order, right?
Yeah.
No.
It's like how you feel is how you feel,
And that's okay.
and address it,
Right.
and keep, try to move forward. But you're going to go backwards a lot before you're going to go forward,
sure.
and that's
Right.
okay.
For sure. Well, thank you so much. It's a
You're
pleasure to meet
It's
you.
nice
I've heard
meeting
so
you,
much
and you're
about
welcome
you.
to call anytime
Thank
if you need me.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate
That's
that.
not a
And
problem. Thank you.
and hopefully you'll have a great turnout next
Hopefully,
week. and
it's okay.
Yeah.
Whoever's supposed to come is
they will
supposed
come,
to
right? Well, thank you.
Right.
And Brett, thank you. And I know
Yeah, thank
you
you so
have
much.
you have these.
Yeah, I brought some folders.
Okay.
I didn't know, what we might be getting
Right,
into, so I just
right.
wanted to be prepared. But
Okay.
these are what we have at the hospitals, and so just to give another piece or two of information, it's this is our standard urn that comes back with every private cremation. Families can oftentimes get paw prints or ink prints and stuff like that. But our facility is open to the public as well, so if, as you're asking before, anyone can contact us over the phone, or they can even just show up right at our office, and we'd be happy to care for them right from there.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brett. I appreciate it. It's an important topic,
Yeah,
as we know, because Kevin commented, right?
Right.
So it is an important topic. So thank you. And Jackie Smith has joined us.
Hi.
And Jackie, Jackie.
Nice to meet
Very nice
you.
to meet you. Yeah.
So Jackie, you are the president of Coventry Creations.
I am.
And you are based in Ferndale. Also, candles and I have to say this. I'm having trouble with my eyes, so I cannot read my notes. So,
I got you.
You got
I
me?
got you.
You got me.
I got
Okay.
you.
So the candle store, the name.
I have the Candlewick Shop,
Candlewick
which is
Shop.
in the lobby of Coventry Creations.
Okay.
And Coventry Creations, we hand make all of our candles, our oils and sprays, and we've been doing it for 33 years.
Really?
Mhm. I was really only 3 when I started.
Well, you got to start sometime, right?
Right.
so it's funny because you are a social media influencer. You're an author, and I guess I can say this. I mean, it's on your website, right?
It's on my business
It's on your
card.
business. You're a witch.
I'm a witch.
She's a witch. So, tell me what that means.
So to me, a witch is a title like a teacher or a mother or a student. It's what you do. So to me, witchcraft is when you use all the energy that's already around you and use it to say prayers, also known as spells, to influence the life that you want to build. You're manifesting.
You're manifesting, right? I was just going to say, so it's kind of manifesting.
Yep.
Hi, Elisa.
opera.
So we have some of your candles here.
Yes.
So we talk about those? Because
Absolutely.
these are not like your lemon berry scented candles.
No, although those are lovely.
They are lovely.
You know what? And I got to tell you,
Mhm.
making food scented candles is horrible. It turns you off from
Really?
the food because you're so
You're so-
inundated
yeah.
it. So I'm actually allergic to most fragrances. So I'm very careful
Okay.
in how we build the candles. I have a couple right here.
Okay.
One of my faves is the ancestor candle, which is kind of perfect for this time of
The
year.
season, right?
And actually for our last two guests, if you
Yes.
think about it, your pets are your family, your loved ones. In some ways, they are your ancestors, because ancestors, you kind of stand on the strength of their shoulders and the support that they gave you to be who you're going to be. And our pets are like that too.
Yes, for sure.
So when you're lighting the ancestor candle, it's to honor them. It's like a grief candle, a memorial candle. So it's kind of perfect for.
It is perfect.
I chose this yesterday
And you
to
didn't
bring
know.
it, and I didn't know.
You didn't
So
know,
that's
see?
which. So that's part of it. So we make pillar candles. If you notice, it's not in glass, even though it's shiny. That's shrink wrap.
Okay.
So you want to put it in a cup or in a candle holder. And to light it. And I love pillar candles because they have so much personality. So how
it's going to burn.
Is different. Like your container candles are that perfection. It's just going to burn down just so. And your pillar candles are going to tell you about the energy around you, and it becomes interactive because you don't ever want to leave a burning candle unattended.
No.
Big thing for me.
Right. So can you talk, you mentioned energy, and energy, I mean, there's energy in this room. There's, there's, so how do you define energy as it pertains to people?
Vibration?
Okay.
Vibration. Scientists have proven that we are filled with vibration. There's vibration all around us. Vibration influences us. Sound. If you think about the miracle of sound, like my vocal cords are vibrating.
Right.
And it's coming out of my voice, and your ears are picking it up. But then the miracle of it going through this microphone and then going through the internet and this is all vibration.
Right.
And so it's varying levels. And when you listen to that perfect song, I have a couple favorite songs that once they come on, I'm just like,
you just stop. It just brings it back, right?
It brings me into balance. It makes it right. And then I cannot change it fast enough because it's too disruptive for my energy. So that's kind of how energy works when you're around the person that just brings you peace and love. That, I'm so glad, your best friend you haven't seen for a while. And you're like, I'm just going to hold your hand for the next 20 minutes because I miss you. and then there's the people that challenge you.
Yeah.
That you're like,
and you're like, can I go now?
Stop talking. So all that's part of the energy. Yeah.
No. Okay. So what's the blue one?
The blue one. Now this is one of our limited editions. This one is one of our ghost candles. We have 4 ghost candles right this time of year. And this one is Talk to Me.
Okay.
And this one is about creating communication with the spirits around you.
Okay.
So if you have a ghost in your house and you want to know why, conversation with them, or you part of you, this is a candle that would help that situation.
Okay. So what do you say to people who are like rolling their eyes?
It's okay. It's okay. Everyone has a different path. If we all had the same path, life would be very boring.
It would, right?
It would be so boring. So I got into this realm of spiritual development and alternative religions because of my experiences I was having.
Okay.
I have been, I think a lot of kids are intuitive and empathic.
Yes.
And so I was having all these experiences and I just needed to understand them. And my religious upbringing was leaving me in a void of not knowing what to do with this because I love divinity so much. I would feel the divine. I would feel God by any name that you want to use. And it was like there wasn't an explanation for me. So I continued to explore.
Okay. And that is, and you've been doing it for over 30 years,
yeah,
right?
A long time. It's been a minute. But yeah, for over 40 years, I've been involved in working with energy and witchcraft and things like that. And it's not Hollywood. I just want to say right
so
now,
that's, yeah.
it's not Hollywood. Hollywood likes to take things and make them more exciting, so we stay engaged in what the story that they're telling us.
Mhm.
So, although I do have several pointy hats just for effect
Okay.
only, and because it's fun, the
Right.
witch aesthetic is fun.
Right.
It's not about manipulating. It's not about manipulating somebody else or doing harm to other people. I mean, think about it. Even when you're really mad at
Like Hocus
somebody,
Pocus? Is
yeah.
that what you're
I
talking
mean,
about?
I wish I could, do the Harry Potter wand
Right?
thing.
Turn you into a
It's a lot
frog.
more work than that. But when even if you're mad at somebody, are you really wishing them harm?
No.
That is the rarity, and you don't have to be a witch to do that. I mean,
Right,
that
for sure.
people are jerks all over the place. You don't need witchcraft for that.
No.
So this is about honoring. Witchcraft is very much about honoring the earth
Mhm.
and honoring the energy that's around you, honoring your place in it and your destiny.
Okay. And then there's one more candle.
Oh, this one's protection.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about
I love this. So the blessed herbal candles are the original candles that I made in my basement many years ago. That's how I got started. And the protection candle is very much about getting you into the right alignment with the divine that surrounds you. So sometimes you need protection from other people or circumstances, and sometimes you need protection
from yourself, right?
yourself,
For sure.
because you are. I mean, come on, I sabotage myself all the time. I'm not alone in that. So this helps with that process. And in this candle, because they smell better at the bottom.
Okay.
That one's frankincense and
that's nice.
juniper and myrrh.
Nice.
And so what that in there are frankincense is very high vibration. It's very divine. If you think about it, it's in churches all the time.
Yeah.
Myrrh is another one, and that's a very earthy vibration. So frankincense and myrrh are heaven and earth together.
Okay.
Juniper is about personal power. It's about consistency. And so you can protect yourself from personal sabotage too. So it brings that inner strength. And juniper, if you wanted to know why there's a lot of juniper bushes planted in front of everyone's house, it's because it's for protection. It always has been. Yep.
Never knew that.
Oh yeah, magic goes way back. Tons of history.
That is incredible. And so you do read tarot cards.
I do.
And she read mine before the show. So that's what she was doing when we were sitting out there at the bar at the Palladium. And it's so interesting because you flip that card, and I have to tell you, there's a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
Because you're flipping the card and you're like, oh, what is it am I watching her face to see what she, it's like, oh, I can't talk about that right now. I mean, so
that's why we did it off air.
That's why we did it off air. But the whole idea of kind of you flip the card and it just tells you something.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting of what everything that it said. But you do that, and what are the reactions you get?
I know it's a good reading when someone cries because we hit something deep and something that they've been holding on to and no one understands. They feel that no one understands. So when we can get and somebody gets a little tear or gets a relief, a relief, that's what I go for because that means I'm really connecting to you. I'm not here to manipulate your future. I'm here to give you an understanding of what's going on right now. Life is so confusing right now.
Right.
It is so it's like you're running through the trees and all the branches are slapping your face. I mean, life is very intense. And so when I can pull a tarot card or a different oracle card and it gives me insight as to why I'm standing here at this moment and what this energy's purpose is. And then we go look in the future of like, if I continue on this path with this purpose, where is my most probable outcome? It's not the outcome, but it's the most probable outcome. And then what can I do to change or enhance that outcome? That's how I like to use tarot.
I love that. And so, I mean, do you do that how do you do that? Do people come to this store or how do you?
It's interesting. People reach out to me on social media and you can find me at Coventry Creations or Coventry Candles on all the social platforms. And sometimes I will book a reading. I don't do them as often. Mostly I do group settings.
Okay.
I love doing it. I love running my business and I also love doing readings. So you can reach out to me that way. Okay. And it's really interesting. I love that you have the pet memorial on and the pet
and we haven't even gotten to Elisa yet.
Because we are just moving into the sign of Scorpio, which is deep. It's Scorpio is about death. It's about deep feelings. It's
Hmm.
about secrets. And this is, we're
Really?
moving into that time of year, which is why Halloween
Okay.
and Day of the Dead.
Right.
So it's all making sense, and you didn't even know
And
it.
I didn't even know that.
Look at
Isn't that-
you.
I know, right?
Look at, you're a witch.
Yeah.
Here, look at, and you get your official witches union card.
Oh,
Look at
thank
what you
you.
put together.
That's awesome.
So
Thank
if
you, Jen.
so, we have those fun witches union cards, which is
Right?
just a fun thing to say.
is
Yes, I can manifest.
I can and I will, right?
Yeah.
And I have, right?
Yeah,
We're in our 50th show. That's pretty
That's pretty big
something, right? It
manifesting.
is. So I want to introduce you to Elisa Tobias.
nice
Nice
to
to
meet
meet
you.
you.
So Elisa is a geriatric. I knew I was not going to be able to say this. Say it for me, Elisa.
I'm a geriatric consultant. I have 30 plus years. I'm a master of social work. I graduated from the greatest university in the world, the University of Michigan.
That could have gone either way.
I know. Can't talk about football right now. But anyway, my path has led me here because after working in every facet in the geriatric field, I've gotten to the point where my friends, my cohorts are at the point where they need help with their aging loved one.
Yes.
Not only with their aging loved one, but the person who is aging. And we have forgotten that with all the crazy going on in the world, the one thing I can tell you, if we're grateful enough, we're all going to get old.
Right.
And we're all going to age. And what unfortunately we don't talk about is the ugly side of aging that happens after a certain age, because we live in a culture of narcissism and our looks and appearances. But the actuality is when we age,
Mhm.
it is a very difficult process. People feel alone. They feel isolated. And so I am that person who, no matter what it is going to help you get from point A to point B. It might not always be pretty, but I'm going to be there to help support the family. I'm going to support the aging community, and anyone who knows me knows my best friend's 103. So she
That
just
is
celebrated
awesome.
her birthday on Sunday.
Wow.
And my goal, my mission is advocacy, education, and letting people know it's okay. We want to age with dignity, safety, and most importantly, we want to feel who we were when we were younger. And we are still that person. So no matter whether we have a cognitive disorder, whether we have a physical, emotional, we are that person.
Mhm.
Our person is just aging. So everything kind of ties in. It resonated with me with what you were saying, because that is true. We are moving through the motions, and those motions get us to old age.
And so can we talk? We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but the sandwich generation, right? We hear a
Mhm.
lot about that,
Oh my.
but that is where we're kind of all colliding. It seems.
We are, and it's interesting because we had discussed the tsunami
Mhm.
of aging, which
right.
clearly it's been coined in many different ways. But the fact is, we have people that are grandparents that are raising grandchildren, that are raising their adult children, that are helping them financially. And I am privileged enough to work with the pension generation.
Okay.
There is no such thing anymore.
Right.
It is the hardest move. And I tell people this, and I mean it with all my soul. Your hardest move is not when you get married and buy a house, your condo you retire in. Your hardest move is when your children come to you and say, you know what? I think it's time that we move because it's not safe. What does not safe look like to you?
Mhm.
3 levels of stairs when you have 2 forms of arthritis, visual impairment, neuropathy, people driving who can't see,
Right.
hear,
Mhm.
or so all of these things are happening. But there's not people out there to navigate that for them because they don't know where to go. So this sandwich generation, these are the people I'm working with.
Mhm.
The hard conversations to have is to sit someone down, look at them and say, you know what, it's time to move. And no one has ever looked at me and jumped up and down and said, woo, ready to do that.
Let's
So
get the
nobody-
packing boxes.
Let's get the boxes and all of my memories of
Right.
500 years. No.
Right.
So my job, my goal is to not only help them through that time, but to help the family. So I assist movers and doctors and realtors and anyone who is involved in the aging process, because anyone who is working or living with someone who is aging, it is such an emotional process. And if you get diagnosed under the Dementia Hub, then we are opening up and
whole
inviting
new thing.
something. It's a whole new dimension.
And
So
I think Barbie has do you have a
Oh.
question?
I do.
you do.
And a comment at the same time. My father is he's at the beginning of the baby boomer, the 38, right? And then I'm a 64, so technically at the end of the baby boomer. And I was just thinking the same thing, that we didn't get prepared for where we're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been one type of nursing home for the longest time. And now it's turning into an assisted living, and the different steps you go with that up to there's
Transitional care.
Exactly. Thank you. So my thinking is, I mean, what about all those hotels that are closing? You know?
Exactly. So what are we going to do? This has been a huge thing. I have been reaching out. When I tell you, to Congress, senators, the problem is we are in an election cycle right now. So thinking about your aging loved one, which should be one of the most important topics in our country and in the world that nobody seems to be hitting upon, that is the most important thing for me, because I'm almost there. And I want to know that someone like me is going to be taking care of me, because who's going to do that? Who's going to navigate your journey? Who's going to help your parents? Who's going to provide that financial resource? This is why I'm terrified, and that's why I'm an advocate, and that's why I'm an educator, and that is the sole reason I do what I do.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate that you do what you do.
You help families who have a loved one that is diagnosed
Yes.
with.
Constantly, I will stop what I'm doing because I would want someone to do that. for
How
me.
long have you been doing this?
I started my own business just about a year ago, and I've been doing it for 30 years. I have worked in every facet of the aging field, which has culminated everything to this moment that I can advocate and navigate for everyone, because no two people will ever age the same, even if they have the same disease. So coming soon one day, How to Age 101, because we all need it. And
Right.
I think just like every other book, What to Expect When You're Expecting, What to Expect When You're Aging, I think would be super helpful.
And so I turned 54 a couple weeks ago. That's when we kicked off the show here at Imagine Palladium, fourth floor, just in case you're wondering. But I've really been trying to, and I have 12-year-old twins. It's not often that someone my age has kids that young, right? I mean, so it's an interesting dynamic. But I have really tried to embrace the aging process, and not feel so bad about myself.
You should feel great about yourself.
I mean,
first of
it's-
all, we
it's
get
like-
better with age.
Right. Like
Like a
fine
fine
wine,
wine.
right? But Jackie, what do you say to that? As far as your industry and just kind of embracing change.
I am in my crone stage.
Okay.
So in witchcraft, there's the goddess energy, which is maiden, mother, and crone.
Mhm.
And I'm in my crone stage, and I love it.
Okay.
I love the energy of this, of having the experience in my back pocket. Of it's not the first time I'm experiencing things, so it's great. It's great to be older,
Right? And so I have really tried to be Jason. What is that? Because I can't see. I'm sorry. I know they're trying to tell me something, but I cannot read because my contacts are gone. So go ahead.
We've just been dropping audio back and forth, and we just want to acknowledge that is happening
Okay.
and that it is back up, and to thank you for
being with us
being
still.
with us on that. And so we just want to acknowledge that that's happening. So
Well,
I forgot you couldn't see.
I cannot see, so they're holding up signs, and I'm
Nothing
like,
like
they're
going live.
nothing like going live and being completely authentic, saying, you know what, I don't know what's happening right now. So I appreciate all of your patience, and I always appreciate everybody joining us every Monday, 10 a.m. It's just this has just been such a fun ride for me. 50 shows in and still going strong, and I appreciate it when you reached out to me, and said, hey, let's talk again. I love that, so thank you. And Jackie,
Anytime.
we've been trying to connect for so long,
right?
but I guess it was supposed to be today.
That's how it always works out.
So interesting.
I know, right? Perfect timing.
Yes, perfect timing, and just the whole idea. So I am just, I'm just being real right now. I'm like, I don't know what's happening, and I can't see anything. So
I love your vulnerability. Vulnerability is strength.
are you holding up something again?
I'll poke you if that's the
all
case.
right. Yeah, please just poke me. Okay, so we are going to switch out.
Yep,
Right? We are gonna we're just being totally authentic here and switching out guests. So I am going to bring on Jenna now, who is the owner of Sidebar Restaurant in Royal Oak. Hi, Jenna.
Well, hello there.
Thank
Thanks
you
so much for having
Yes,
me.
thank you. And
Absolutely.
And see, we're all wearing pink.
I know you guys got the memo, and I
We
really
did.
appreciate
Yes,
that.
We did.
Thank you.
We did indeed. So okay, so tell me what is happening out in Royal Oak. It was pretty cool.
So for the entire month of October, what we're doing is 19 bars and restaurants have partnered with the city of Royal Oak, with Men Wear Pink of Oakland County, which is a very, very cool group, to raise money for breast cancer awareness, screenings, and the actual Men Wear Pink of Oakland County. So 19 bars and restaurants gone and painted the town pink. So
Yes.
there's pink
I was
lights.
there last night.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
actually, it
awesome.
looks like lights everywhere. Pink, we painted pink ribbons on all the doors. Each restaurant has created a pink drink menu with both cocktails and mocktails, featuring Deep Eddy vodka. And what it does is it allows us to help raise money for this program. Each drink is $2 and the mocktails is $1.
Okay.
Plus we're selling ribbons and stuff like that. But also some of the bars have created a celebrity and survivor guest bartending where they're donating their tips. Yeah, it's a really fun program. No one has eye cancer.
How long has this been going on?
The entire month of October. This is our first.
Okay.
Actually, Michael who is a Royal Oak real good guy. He's on a which not only is funds the American Cancer Society, but they also work with screenings, important screenings for both insured and uninsured women. Support, like they have a program grant fund that drives people to and from chemo appointments, grocery stores if you need help. So it's a really important program, and they're doing great work. And it's fun. Men wear pink,
Right.
So
You look good in pink.
yeah,
I love when men wear
right?
pink.
I don't look good in pink, but yeah, men do.
Yeah, men do.
I can't
right?
pull it off though. I don't know.
I think you're pulling it off
Oh,
just fine.
you're a delight. Thanks.
Okay, so Sidebar. Tell me a little bit about Sidebar.
Sidebar.
Yeah.
It's been about 3 years.
Okay.
We're on 4th Street between Main and Center. It's a very casual place, fun atmosphere. We have games. We always have the sport, whatever sporting event is on. It's a place where we have you have the ability to just sit back and hang out. Everyone knows everyone kind of
Okay.
a situation.
Kind
so
of a Cheers vibe.
a
going
little
on?
bit.
A little bit.
A
Okay.
little bit, yeah.
All right.
But
Okay.
it's a fun place. You should check it out for sure.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit. Royal Oak, they're very active. You guys have the association, obviously, the restaurant association.
I'm on the board, yeah, for the restaurant
on the board.
association.
And it's, I mean, it's a vibrant town, but obviously still hard to get back from COVID. I mean, you guys are still,
it was wild.
it's crazy.
COVID was
right?
wild.
Yeah. So
I actually
now,
owned Mesa during COVID.
oh, okay.
So when I bought Sidebar, when I opened Sidebar, we had just sold Mesa the day of the second shutdown.
Really?
Yeah, it was like 3 hours later.
Okay.
And then we opened Sidebar at the opening of COVID, which kind of was the perfect way to open a bar.
Right.
You're at 50% capacity. It's like a constant stress test for like
For sure.
a month. So it was, but COVID changed everything. I
Okay,
mean,
so as a
food costs and staffing
Right.
and yeah.
So as a restaurant owner, how,
We're coming back.
Okay.
The food cost is still pretty high. The city of Royal Oak, not only partnering with us for this, was very supportive. They helped us with, different grant funds and free parking for a month to get people to come back in.
Right.
They were super supportive of the restaurants in the downtown area, and we were very thankful for that. So we're on our way back.
okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So you're on your way back. So what are the pink drinks that Sidebar has?
So we were able to partner with Deep Eddy Vodka.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to be able to remember the names of them right
That's
now
okay.
because I made them up on the fly. But one is a Deep Eddy Grapefruit Mule
Mhm.
with ginger beer and fresh lime juice. One is Peach Sparkles.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like
with
sparkles.
with elderflower and edible sparkles. It's really, really pretty, especially in the sunlight. And then we have an orange, Deep Eddy Orange with orange Thatchers, which is blood orange Thatchers, which is delicious.
know that I've ever
Little-
had that.
Club soda and fresh lemon juice. So
Okay.
it's a little bit of everything, and $2 for every drink goes to Men Wear Pink, American
Okay.
Cancer Society.
And this is going on through the end of the month.
Yep.
Of course,
Yes.
Halloween is next week.
Yes.
So big party time.
Yes,
in
it,
the party
um,
town.
Yes. Hopefully.
Hopefully,
Right. So yeah, we're excited. The month has been going really well, and we're hoping to make a really big donation.
Well, that is so awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So everyone
Aw.
go out and hang out in Royal Oak for a good cause.
Please
Pink,
do,
Pink
yes.
out Royal Oak, right? And
Yeah.
then, of course, you may have noticed the pink popcorn. Isn't
You're
that
so
awesome?
cute. Yes.
Pink popcorn. This is so good.
It's
It's
is it real?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
totally real. Here, try it.
Thank you so much. If anyone has any questions about where to find out the 19 bars, dineroyaloak.org is our website.
Okay. And what
So-
are sidebars hours? Am I saying that
We
right?
are Monday to Saturday, 11:30 to midnight.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
try,
so much.
Try the popcorn because that is for Shades
It
of
is
Pink
delicious.
Foundation. Isn't that good?
Oh my goodness,
Yes.
yes.
So hi, Mary. Hi. How are
Nice
you?
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So Mary is here, and give me the name of your company.
Penny and Clover.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was Penny plus Clover.
The plus is
The
the end.
okay. 'Cause I was
Being
like,
fancy.
so you are here on behalf of Shades of Pink Foundation
Mm-hmm.
because you
For
are
the month of October.
For the month of
proceed-
October.
We have a collection called the Shades of Pink Collection. So flower bouquets, arrangements, and a portion of our sales throughout the month of October from those specific arrangements goes to Shades of Pink.
okay. So tell me why you do this.
It was pretty last minute. And I said, my husband and I are the ones that own Penny
Right.
and Clover. It's just the two of us.
But you haven't always owned it because you were a teacher before,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I came from a background of teaching, not from floral design
Mhm.
or, anything like that. But so Shades of Pink, I was searching for a foundation that gave everything back to the community.
Mhm.
And, I searched and searched and everything that I found seemed to be like a broader reach, which is great.
Right.
But I really wanted
In
it to
in the
impact
counties.
our local Metro Detroit area. And I found Shades of Pink and it kind of just spoke to me and I wanted to help there. So,
And so these floral arrangements, they are beautiful.
thank you.
Yes.
I did have one ready to bring this morning, and as I was getting
The kids
my
on the
two
bus.
kids on the bus, I ran out the door and completely forgot it.
Well, that's okay. We've got pink popcorn. Have a
Right.
piece.
Not yet.
Not yet. Too early for pink popcorn. So yes, it is very cool because every month we do a caffeinated act of kindness, and Shades of Pink Foundation is our caffeinated act of
Oh,
kindness
nice.
for the show.
Wonderful.
And then Imagine has the pink popcorn, which is delightful. It's actually caramel corn, and it is yes, you want to take a bite of this. Really, it's really good. So you want to come out to Imagine Theaters and support Shades of Pink Foundation with the pink popcorn, and of course, get that beautiful flower arrangement. Is that going through the end of October as
Yep,
well?
yep.
Okay, so what's the website for people?
www.pennyandclover.com.
Okay. And you guys, I mean, you do corporate events.
Mhm.
It is amazing.
Yeah, we started a little over a year ago, so almost a year and a half. And this was kind of like a COVID child,
Okay.
you know. I went through. I was impacted by cancer. I was diagnosed with a very early stage cancer while I was teaching, and I realized the stress of the job was directly impacting my health. And my husband and I talked, and I was like, I don't think I could do it anymore. I loved teaching, but I just couldn't.
It's a lot.
With 2 young boys at home, I just couldn't, you know.
Plus COVID.
COVID.
Right.
I mean,
Woof.
that's enough, right?
Right.
So, and I've always had a knack for floral arranging. I loved it. It's been like just kind of like a passion of mine, right? So he was like, well, what if we opened a brick and mortar store? I went to bed thinking we were opening a brick and mortar. I woke up the next morning. He's like, I found it. I found we have floral vending machines. So we have a floral vending machine at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital and at Great Lakes Crossing Mall right now. So it's like a kiosk. You walk up, you put your information on the iPad, you choose what door you want. The door opens, you take your arrangement out.
Really?
So we have all of our Shades of Pink arrangements there at both locations.
Okay.
So you can purchase one there or from our website.
That is amazing. So a flower vending machine.
I've
You need
never-
to get one of those in the
I
car.
need it.
Yes.
Let's talk.
We just happen to have one available.
What a real, she just wheels it in.
I know.
Here, you can take it
Right.
now.
She remembered that today. Not the arrangement,
not
but
my
the
arrangement.
vending machine.
That is so interesting and exciting. And especially just for being a year old, you said.
Yep.
Wow.
And my husband was on an airplane. He was traveling and he happened to sit next to the right person that got us a very large cosmetic brand company.
Yes.
So now we are the exclusive retailer for that.
And that is in London, isn't it?
Well, they're not based. I mean, it's
Okay.
in the United States.
Oh, okay.
We ship all across the United
yeah.
States.
Because I was watching and I'm like, those flowers are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Yep.
Yep.
Everything comes directly from a farm that we work with in Ecuador.
Okay. Yeah, no, just simply beautiful. And
Thank
thank
you.
you for, and I wasn't going to mention your diagnosis until I wanted you to mention that. If how are you?
Fine. It was very, very early.
Okay. High five, girl.
Thanks.
Thank you so much,
You're
seriously,
welcome.
for giving back. And hi, Jason.
Well, hello.
We are doing quick changes
We are.
today. Yes. So give me the website one more time.
www.pennyandclover.com.
Okay. And the vending flower machines are?
Great Lakes Crossing Mall and Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. And soon to be in Royal Oak. No.
Yep.
We're putting Jen on the spot. We're like going to wheel it over there today. Have a vending flower machine and also a pink drink to celebrate, right?
Perfect.
Because really it's all about raising awareness is the goal. So in Shades of Pink Foundation and Men Wear Pink and everyone, it's amazing that everyone steps together. And I know last week we had a guest say, it really should be more than October, but at least that everyone's coming together for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So thank you so much. And your
course.
arrangements are beautiful.
Thank you.
And I appreciate that. And all right, nobody is trying this popcorn. It's so.
I'll try it.
Sure, you don't.
I'll try.
Okay. See, peer pressure, man.
Works
It's like
every time.
caramel. Almost.
It is caramel. Yeah.
Mhm.
Isn't it awesome?
It's very good.
It's nice,
It's very
right?
good.
I'm taking this home for dinner tonight.
I think it's really cool. I have a background in flowers. I think it's really cool that you do that.
Thank you.
I think it's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And are you going to grab our tin?
I am.
Or-
I should have grabbed it before I
That's
sat
all
down.
right.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
could somebody hand that? For me?
It is a
Welcome
Monday
to my
indeed.
Thank you.
So, yes,
Can you believe it? Look at this, you guys.
this is our giveaway for the month of October.
Yes, it is, and this is one of the best ones I think we've had.
Yes.
I think last month was really good with the car stuff, but
Oh, yeah.
but you get it's a $450 value ticket from Imagine Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So here at the Palladium,
The Palladium.
and you and 10 of your friends can see a movie in a screening room.
Yeah,
so a private
screening room.
screening
And you get to
screening
choose the
movie.
movie. So
Yeah,
it's
so
awesome.
you can choose anything that's current,
Right.
nothing that's coming out, but
Yeah.
that's current. Or from their library if you want to watch a cool It's a Wonderful Life or something like that. As the holidays come up, you could always do a screening room and do that for
Right.
Christmas.
Like a holiday thing.
Exactly. It would be
Okay.
great. But you do have to enter to win.
Yes. If you don't enter, you don't win.
No,
so how
and
do
it's
people do
starting
that?
to fill up. We're getting a
That's
lot of
awesome.
entries for this. So you want to go on, you want to share the show. You can share it on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. And you want to share the show. You want to tag 3 friends. You want to like the page and follow the page. And we will pick out of all those because we get notified when you do share the page and
Right.
you do all of that. So no getting around that.
So I expect you to
I will
follow
do
the page.
So it's really cool. And I
Yeah,
know
no,
we're
it's
working on
awesome.
other things to go with it, but
Right.
even if there's not, which there will be, but
Yes.
I mean, 10 of your friends to
Yeah.
watch that's
We have 10 friends here.
exactly, and it's no other people that you don't know will be in the theater.
Right.
I think it's cool.
Unless you like do a speed dating thing.
Yeah.
That'd be
Exactly.
fun.
We had a lot of comments from people. You could do that. A speed dating
Let's
thing.
not
I
do
guess.
that. Let's
Maybe
not
we'll
do
do that on a show.
Yeah, that would be fun.
We
Sign
had
me
a
up
lot
for
of
that.
comments
Okay.
about the end of life for pets. And I want to say that Faithful Companion took care of all of my pets.
Mhm.
And
Too, actually.
you too as
see,
well.
Yep.
So, Irene is my neighbor, but she is also our veterinarian, and she has gone above and beyond to help us with our pets. So, check them out because they're really cool. But we've had people on talking about their pets and how they miss them and how grateful they were for Faithful Companion and several of them for United Veterinarian because that, they own so many of them that,
Right. No, it's important. And I have a dog named James,
Mhm.
and he's from Thailand. He was adopted. He was saved from the meat market. So he's a little crazy. But he, and I actually thought I was going to lose him a couple years
Mhm.
ago when he got attacked, and he survived. But previously in California, I had a dog named Renee, and she was the last thing that my previous husband had bought our daughter before he died. And it is amazing the lengths that you go to for pets because they are tied to memories,
Mhm.
and they're tied to so much love. And it was a challenge when everything happened in California, and I had to keep her. There was no way I was going to let go of this little Chihuahua Terrier who didn't really like me very much. She barked all the time. She was just,
It's just her nature.
yes. But we got to be very good friends, and then I brought her back to Michigan, and so she saw the country. She made the drive, and it was amazing. And then eventually, she had gotten older. But I just remember thinking, that's this little puppy, this little dog who was like 9 pounds, represented so much of our lives. And so when she was gone, it was heartbreaking. And Faithful Companion, they are amazing,
Mhm.
and everyone deserves dignity, whether you're furry or not, right?
Exactly.
And that's the bottom line. So
It is the bottom line.
Yeah.
It is.
So that memorial, you'll be there next week.
I'll be there next week.
Yep.
And so I'll take pictures and I'll post them on
Right,
the page so
okay.
you guys can see. But make sure that our pets, they're so innocent and they don't talk back to you.
Sometimes they do.
So, the times I've went to it, it's just so satisfying
Mhm.
because I get to say goodbye again, formally, and I get to see everybody else come to terms and to, feel comfortable and peace when they see their pet up there, the name,
Right.
the recognition.
And I think Irene had a good point. And it's something I really never thought of is the whole modeling grief for kids
Mhm.
and allowing them to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that, I don't know how old your kids were.
They weren't.
They weren't.
It was
Okay.
before.
But just the idea of, being able to show them how to grieve
Right.
and how
Yeah.
to say goodbye is
Yeah.
an important thing.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
thank
so-
you for having them on.
Oh, no, my
because
pleasure.
I
I'm
think
so
it's
glad they
great.
came. And so
Mhm.
that is next Sunday
It is
and at 2 to 4,
2 to 4.
2 to 4
2 to 4 in
At
Clinton Township.
Clinton.
I will post that again. We do have the flyer on the social media pages. I will make sure that it is also on the YouTube page and on the website. So that way, if you need information on any of that or anything on the show today,
Mhm.
you can go onto the site and see it.
Right. Okay. All right. I don't even know I can't see the time. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, it's like one of those days. What time is it?
It's 10:59. So
Oh,
still
we've got
a
1 minute.
No.
Okay. So for
Oh,
my
I think
one,
somebody had a question.
Barbie.
Well,
No, and then you win a special gift bag because
Is it
that's
just
all.
one or two?
There's two of them.
There's two.
There's two of them. So a cool coffee pen and then a gift bag. So let us know because that's one of the fun things about coming to the show live.
So start digging.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. So yeah, so thank you so much. This has been show 50. We are halfway to 100. Thank you so much for watching on this Monday.
They're fighting over it.
Oh, they're fighting over it. Okay.
I'm kidding.
Have a great Monday. See you next week.
Bye.